my life has been a little hectic and I just haven't had the time and energy to bake. So I haven't baked in a while. I baked a few things that I did not film because they just weren't interesting. And now it's time to make a recipe from Baking Yesteryear because that's the one I want to do. And that's the one I'm planning to do because I'm no longer doing the blind pink thing because my life is a mess and I just need to plan that, because if I don't plan that I will not have the ingredients at the right time, I will not have the time, the people to eat it, the everything. I need planning. I have plans. In a few days I'm going to go to the orchard, pick a bunch of pears and apples so I can make all of the apple recipes. And so before that I want to make recipes that did not need apples, and if I don't make them now I will not make them before the end of fall. And I have like this specific amount of fall recipe, this specific amount of Halloween recipe, and I'm doing the Halloween recipe in October and we're already September 22nd. So if I want to make fall recipes that are not Halloween, it's now or never, babe. So it's happening now. And today I'm going to make muffins. I'm going to make the maple squash gems, which do not have a picture. Why? Because they're the only muffin in the book, and I don't know, they looked interesting, so I'm gonna make them. They look easy enough too, which is good. And I'm going to make them in these things and not in a cupcake tin. Why? Because they're called gems because they're supposed to be in a special pan that make them look like gems. And I do not have that. I will not buy one just for one recipe, so this is the closest I have to it. And let's just start it. So it's a muffin, and usually muffins rely a lot on wheat flour for taste and for texture. So that's a problem. One of the big thing of muffins is do not overmix because it will make them tough. It's a problem for people who use gluten. I do not, so this is not a problem for me. I will still avoid overmixing because there's no point to it. But it's a recipe that relies on two things for taste, which is butternut and maple syrup, and it's good because then the taste of wheat that is going to be missing is not a big deal. So I bought a butternut and I sucked it up and got over my reluctance to buy what's the taste? Maple syrup, and bought some. It kind of sucks, but I really want to make it and as well as I can make it. The only thing that I'm not going to do is it asks for golden raisins, which if you know me, it is not gonna happen. But you know what I have? Pumpkin seeds. I think it'll add a little crunch. I think it's gonna be nice. So I'm gonna add a bit of that. Not all of it, just a little bit. And the first thing to do is peel that, boil that, and mash it. Just like potatoes. Ha! And I only need 250 grams, so 1 cup. But I'm gonna boil everything down because I can and because I'm totally gonna use the puree to do all this stuff. Mainly, I think I'm going to make oatmeal because I really want it. I just really want pumpkin spice oatmeal, and this is the closest I'm gonna have to get to it. So I'm excited for that. Okay, let's start with the butternut. Then we'll make the batter. Squash is almost done. Let's prep the dry ingredients. So obviously I'm supposed to use all-purpose flour, and obviously that is not going to happen. So instead I'm making a mix of half chestnut flour because I have it because my neighbor is very nice and I never use it, so I think this is probably the best excuse I've ever had to use it, so might as well. And then the rest is corn flour, rice flour and potato starch. So it's a good mix. I could use xanthan gum, but I'm not going to. I want it to be crumbly. It's muffin. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna add a bit. Just a tiny bit. A little goes a long way with this. 4 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon cinnamon, 3 teaspoons, which is also 1 tablespoon, but you all Americans don't know how to count. Baking powder, 1, 2, 3. I feel like you could use all the spices, but I don't want to overpower it and I want to follow the recipe. So this is it. Butternut, cooking water, maple syrup, and melted butter. That's solidified a little bit. Mix well. And let it cool. It's lukewarm-ish, but my oven is getting really hot, so I'm gonna add the eggs and then the dry ingredients. Well, I wanted to do it the other way. It's gonna be much easier this way. Pumpkin seeds. It's very foamy, which is weird. It's gonna make more than a dozen. I'm telling you now. Again, he lied. Bitch lied to me. Alright, time to baking for half an hour. Alright, they're baked, they're cold, they are rather flat, but you know, you do what you do. They're not bad, they're not great, they're muffins. I don't like always underbaked muffin, but they always taste like dough to me, which is not a good taste. I'm glad I brushed them with butter because it definitely makes them better. I'm pretty see if they taste like shit. No, they don't taste like shit. It's fine. If you like muffins, sure. I don't think I like muffins. I came to the realization lately that I'm very picky. Even the stuff that I used to like as a kid, like all sorts of candy, I just don't like anymore. Which sucks. I was in the candy aisle at the supermarket and I was like, you know what? I could treat myself. I'm an adult. I can treat myself to bags of candy because I can. And I was in front of them like that. None of them really appealed to me. There are stuff in there like fries that were things that I used to like a lot. And now, don't want them anymore. Sucks. So yeah, I don't know if I ever liked muffins, but I don't think I like them now. Hopefully I'll get people to eat them. I'll see you soon for Apple stuff.